Morning. Hi guys. Good morning. Good morning. I'm late this morning. I was actually ready at 10, which is an hour and 20 minutes ago. Ready like 9:45. But and I streamed last night too, so I'm proud of myself for actually getting up this morning and getting the kiddo up to school and actually making it here on time. But then I was like, I was frustrated because I couldn't, because I was taking so long to open the engine. So I started opening at like 5 to 10 and it didn't open till like 5 after maybe. So it took like 10 minutes to open, which is like just an absurd amount of time. And I started thinking about it and I was like, there's obviously like something wrong here, right? Like I'm like what hardware is like so bad that it's taking me so long to load? Like, first of all, I know Swords of Magic is a huge project and like I know that's going to take a while to load, period, no matter what my hardware is. But I was like, there's got to be something wrong. So I started looking around, and I do have Windows 10 still. I have not upgraded to 11, mostly because it says my PC is not compatible. I can fix that, I believe, but I haven't looked into it deep enough yet, and I really don't care that much. Reading legal stuff. I got so many pages open on browser. I crashed it. Oof, that sucks. Hate that. I've never crashed on a browser because of pages before. That's wild. Anyway, long story short, I'm an idiot. One, I think I'm gonna invest. Kid Alex the other day donated $1,000 on stream. I think we're gonna turn around and invest some of that money in an NVMe drive, because I still have a SATA SSD drive and it's pretty slow. And I was like, maybe this is why this is slow. And I did buy kind of a discount one at the time because I didn't really have the money for it. But I really needed a new hard drive because I was still using an HDD. And I moved everything over to that drive. Well, today when I was like digging through trying to figure out what was going on and why things were slow, I was like looking on my hardware and I was like, this stuff's just not that out of date. Like, yeah, my graphics card's kind of out of date and I could like could definitely upgrade that. But like, one, I don't really I want to spend like $800 to $1,200, whatever it's going to be, to like upgrade my graphics card right now. Not while things are so pricey. I have 32 gigs of RAM. That should be fine. Like, I don't think that's an issue at all. And I was like, my drive should be fine. Like, it's pretty new. It's, you know, it's from like, I don't know, like 2022 or something, somewhere in there. So it wasn't that crazy. You mean $4,000? Is that what they're at right now? I don't know what they're at right now. Last I looked, they were like $800 to like $1,200. It's a 2080 Super. So it's not like, it's definitely not new. Like when the whole debacle came out and like Nvidia was like, we're gonna re-release our 3K cards, and everyone's like, oh my god, this is ridiculous, I can't believe you're gonna re-release the 3K cards. How pathetic is that? 5060 is like $600 probably. 5090 is 4,000. I wonder if it'd be worth it to go to like a 5060 right now. Do you guys think that'd be like, do you think I would see a noticeable difference going from a 2080 to a 5060? I don't know. I don't know if it'd be worth it. I mean, you could go to 64 gigs of RAM and that would speed things up for you. 2080 Super is getting a bit outdated. It is. Depends if you want 16 gigs of RAM versus 32. Yeah, I would want more VRAM. That's my biggest problem, is VRAM, I think. I don't think my RAM upgrade was going to change much. The VRAM's what's important. Whenever I open up like any like more graphics head, like for example, when I was working in Trail and Error, every single time I opened Trail and Error and started flying through the world, because it has a pretty large diverse foliage asset pack in it, right? There's a lot of foliage and a lot of textures. Every time I opened it and started like moving around the world, it would like almost immediately be like, oh, you're out of RAM, you're out of video RAM for this. And that's like, I think that's my biggest downfall with the 2080 right now, is my VRAM. So I would like to upgrade that. You need to get a card at least 24 gigs for you, I'd say, but I'm no expert. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, is just more VRAM would be ideal. But yeah, and I don't know, like, I don't think I'm not worried about like frame rate. Like, Swords of Magic runs at like 30 FPS in the editor, like when I'm like playing, you know, like we were playing the other day and it was running like 30 FPS, 30 to 40, and I was like, this is fine, because like in a shipping build it's running way better than that. It's like 50 to 60 for me, like, and that's a 2080, so like, and that's fine. I'm not that concerned about like getting 120 or 144 frames per second. I don't really care about that. That doesn't bother me. I mean, yeah, it's nice in like more like optimized games and stuff when I can do that. That's great. And I'm not going to complain about that, but it's not something I'm like willing to spend money on to upgrade right now. But then I realized that I'm an absolute idiot, because when I bought my SSD to upgrade from the hard drive, because I, one, needed more space, and two, I needed an upgrade because it was an HDD. I thought that I moved over my Unreal Engine, right? I moved over UE4 and my source build to that, and all my actually Unreal engines to the solid state drive. But I did not move the project file. So Swords and Magic has been running on a hard drive, a disk drive, this whole time. And this is probably the reason it takes so damn long to load and open levels. So I'm an idiot. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna invest in an NVMe, which I as far as I can find, the best one I've found so far, and this is what I was spending my time doing instead of streaming this morning, is this. I guess this is fine. I don't think there's anything on here, you guys. There's some books that Jana's gonna buy. Anyway, well, I guess it kind of shows my. I guess it doesn't matter. Who cares? You can find that information, I guess. Anyway, this is the best one I've seen so far, I think. I don't think I'm gonna go to a 4 terabyte. I don't think it's that worth it for like almost double the money. I don't think it's worth it. But yeah, 330 for it's Gen 5 too, and I don't think my motherboard supports Gen 5, so I have to make sure that it'll actually work. But I've heard, from what I've read so far, it'll run like a Gen 4, which will be fine. Be careful. I mean, it shows my my zip code, which is like the sketchiest part, but like, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Anyone can find my zip code if they dig enough. It's fine. That's also my shipping zip code, because I have a PO box that I ship everything to instead of my house, because around the holidays we get all of our packages stolen because people are assholes. Honestly, before you put any more money into this PC, get your PC updated to Windows 11. Yeah, that might be worth it. Well, the thing is, if I buy an NVMe, I can easily just move it out into another PC if I need to, which would probably be the plan anyway. I would, like, if I bought a fresh PC, I'd probably just move my hard drives over just so I had everything ready to go. Because I don't know. Like, I think the disk drive is the only thing that I probably wouldn't move over. I would probably just like back up everything on my 8 terabyte like archive drive that I have, just if I needed to, and then move that over, and then like transfer everything I want. Windows 10 is at end of life. Yeah, it is at end of life, and I keep getting warnings about that, but I just don't think it's that big of a deal right now, for me specifically. But it is something I need to update. I need to address soonish. The thing is, and I'm not banking on this, but Worka from also, hi Wendy. Sorry, I haven't really said hi to anyone yet. I just immediately like jumped right into this. Sorry. Hi Wendy, how are you? I saw you resub. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Let me double check what you said when you resubbed. You said, whoa, I can't believe it's been 3 whole months. It's been 3 whole years, 36 months. That's wild. Thank you, Wendy. I really appreciate that. Anyway, also hi Bane Trapper, hi Brendan, whoever else was in here. Golfer, hi. It's not a big deal until it is. Yeah, what is gonna happen? The only thing I know of is like security issues, right? Like eventually someone will find a way to like do something with a Windows PC that can be updated in Windows 11 but won't be in Windows 10. Like is that it? Or we'll get to the point where like we run into issues with Swords and Magic, where people are like, I'm still using Windows 7, how come you don't have support for that? And we're like, because we can't do support for that anymore. Unreal Engine doesn't support that, so I can't do anything for you. That might be an issue where eventually people are like, yeah, you have to have Windows 11 to play this game or use this software or whatever. That could be an issue. In fact, I just saw that what did I have open? It was oh man, what's it called? Slack has a big warning now saying that if you don't upgrade to Windows 11, you might see performance issues. So I think that's about it. I had a nightmare upgrading my PC right before RAM prices exploded. Wanted to upgrade my PC after a million years. Turned out my old motherboard didn't support newer CPUs, so I had to get a new motherboard. Well, then my old RAM wasn't supported by a new motherboard, so I had to buy a new RAM. Then my old drive died in the swap, so I had to get a new drive. Yep, that sounds about right, Wendy. It is really nice when you can just upgrade one piece of your computer, but if you wait too long to do it, you're better off just buying a brand new PC sometimes. That just sucks. Anyway, sorry. What's up, John? Hi, welcome in. As I was saying, the reason I'm kind of just holding off on all this and not doing an upgrade, like I could technically afford an upgrade right now. Maybe not a whole upgrade. Like I couldn't afford a whole brand new PC right now, but I could afford some upgrades. Like I could probably justify the graphics card, especially with that $1,000 donation. That'll really handy. Has been 1 million years. It was the PC I got like right as Swords of Magic development kicked off. Oh yeah, so I don't know if you remember, but it's at some point during the development of Swords of Magic, someone came in and donated the money for a new PC for me, and I ended up buying a PC around that time, like shortly after that, with that money. And I have not touched anything on my PC since then. I haven't upgraded anything. So it's probably time for me to also upgrade, because it's also been almost 1 million years for me, probably. Almost 1 million years for me as well. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, Warka from Oberhasli, working on Trail and Error, has mentioned in passing a couple times. This is obviously not in writing, and I'm not taking this to the bank, but he has mentioned that if the game does really well, he wanted to upgrade my PC. I'm assuming because he wants me to work with him on other projects, and saw what a headache I had working on Trail and Error as soon as we had like a bigger map going on and like everything was chugging for me and I could barely run the game. Again, I'm not holding him to this. This is all like out of the kindness of his heart, and if he wants to do this, great. If he doesn't, then whatever. But I'm just afraid to like go spend like a bunch of money upgrading this PC just for him to turn around and be like, okay, cool, the game did really well, here's some money, go get yourself a new PC. You know what I mean? Like, which could possibly happen. It wouldn't be like, it wouldn't blow my mind if it happened. I mean, I probably would, but still, like, it wouldn't be one of those things where I'm like, it's out of the realm of possibilities, just based on what I've seen working with people in the past. Like, people are kind, sometimes they do that cool stuff. So how much RAM do you have? 32 gigs. Yeah, I remember having to upgrade to 32 gigs because compiling the engine became like a half-hour ordeal. Yep. Yeah, it's an absolute nightmare right now working in this project. UE5 is running much better, and it has been. I think it's just because all of my projects have been on my solid state drive, and this project is still on my hard drive. So yeah, my plan right now is I think I'm gonna buy the NVMe. I have two M2 slots available on my motherboard, as far as I know. As soon as I looked it up, I think I know where they are. I think I have a little like plastic casing over them that I have to move, but I'll double check before I buy one. So I think I'm gonna invest in the NVMe card or drive, so I can have a little bit faster load times, and then I'm gonna move my project over officially to that. I don't think I'm gonna move Windows yet. I think I will wait and see if I end up getting a new PC, or I'll wait till I like do like a full upgrade before I move everything over. I don't want to migrate over everything to the NVMe, especially if it's gonna be a 2 terabyte, just because I don't know if it'll, I don't know. And I'd also like to install like Maya and like maybe Affinity and a couple other software onto it if I can. So we'll see what happens, but that's my plan for upgrade right now, and then just wait and see. Windows 11 would be really nice, but again, I'm going to wait and see if I end up just getting a brand new PC right now. Buying a brand new PC right now is a little sketchy because of the prices. And I almost wonder if it's worth it to just like fix the issues I have. Like the NVMe would fix a lot of issues with Swords of Magic, which hopefully, with a little bit of luck, this is the last year we have to worry about working in UE4 ever again, because Swords of Magic will be finished. It will, we'll do our best to make this not happen, but with a little luck, it'll flop when we launch it, and we'll make like $5,000, and that'll be it. And I'll be like, okay, see, told you guys this game's dead. I can't like bring this back to life. I don't know what else to do. Time to move on. And then we'll move on to UE5 and make a new game. And we don't have to worry about UE4 anymore. We can just be done with it finally. I know that sounds terrible to like hope that it kind of flops, but part of me is like, like, yes, it would be really cool if we like launched it as 1.0 and it like blew up and made like, you know, $150,000 or something, and then we could, you know, expand on it. But I'm like also kind of dreading that, you know, because like there's only so much more we can do in this project before things start to collapse under its own weight. And I really don't want to spend like 3 months like and have to hire like a programmer to like go through and help me like refactor everything so that doesn't happen, you know. So this is the devil on my shoulder saying, hey, maybe it's just gonna flop, and then you can just say, told you guys, let's move on, you know. Anyway, 32 gig sounds enough. Is Unreal Engine allowing to use as application as much RAM as it requires, or is it capped? I don't think it's capped. I think I'm using as much as it needs. RAM is even like 500, 600 per 32 gig DDR5. Yeah, RAM's really expensive. GPU's really expensive. I don't know about CPUs right now. That's the other thing I would like to upgrade. I have an i9, a Ryzen 9, not an i9. Right now, which is, I think it's okay. I think it's holding up, but it would be nice to have an upgrade there too. 400 to 500. Yeah, they're not. It's not. I don't think that's crazy. You don't have to worry about it making 150k. It's going to make 250k easy. Is. I mean, again, more money, more problems, right? But like, it's fine. Those are problems I don't mind having. If too much money is the problem, then I have to then like hire people to keep working on this. Shucks, you know. What I don't want it to happen is like I end up hiring a bunch of people to work on this, and then it doesn't make any more money, which is like actually like kind of planned, right? Like I think what I would probably do is I would see how much money it made. I would take a chunk of that money and say, I'm going to reinvest, not even reinvest, I'm just gonna spend this much money on Swords and Magic, and just accept that there's probably not gonna be much more coming out of it. We're probably not gonna make a ton more money out of it, and I'm not planning on it. And I would probably just invest that much money to like finish up Bone Reach. Unless it came back and made millions. When we were talking with Team 17 about this, about them publishing it for a long time ago, and they came back with numbers, they estimated a $3-point-something million game. We have not even hit $1 million. Kind of close, but it's been 5 years, so I mean. They were estimating $3 million at launch. So there's a chance, right? Like this game has the potential to do that according to them. But that was with like huge marketing and like probably gonna like port it to like other consoles and stuff like that. I'm sure, or other platforms. I'm sure that was like with a Switch port and everything, especially since the Switch was like new when this came out originally. So I'm sure there was a lot of other stuff going on there. They hadn't seen the whole game and the skeletons in the closet when they said that. They had actually had access to all the code, and that's when the game was bad still. That was before launch, when the game was still really bad and did not have the potential it has now. Now it has a lot more stuff going on, but also there's a lot more skeletons in the closet now than there were back then. That's for sure. But yeah, but the thing is, like, the game's way better, at least 5 to 10 times better than it was at launch now, right? Like, we've added so much stuff to it, and like it's so much more polished now. There's a lot more features, a lot more like content, there's a lot more things to do. I think the game's way better. So I do think if they thought it was a $3 million game before launch, when it was pretty bad, and honestly, I really truly think that it should have had mixed reviews at launch. Like I've said this before, when we first launched the game, it was in a pretty bad state. The fact that Dangerously Funny came in and made 2 videos and got like the best items in the whole game and like finished the whole game in 2 YouTube videos that were like 20 minutes a piece tells me that there was not enough content at launch and we shouldn't have launched yet. And it was bad too. Like the balance was off. Like there just wasn't anything in the game. It wasn't good. But it didn't take us long to turn it around either. Like 6 months or so, and we had the game in a much better state. We know that. So, and that's good. Can't complain about that. But I still think that if they thought that it was a $3 million game back then, when they played it, that tells me that it's got a lot more potential now to actually make that kind of money than it did back then. So there is a possibility, you know? You never know. Maybe we launch this and, I don't know, Asmongold picks it up and is like, look at this stupid little indie game, you know, and starts playing it, and like every one of their dogs starts buying it. You know, there's a possibility. I'll never say never, you know? But I'm just saying, I don't know who else would pick it up that would actually like make it blow up. That's like the first thing I thought of. I'm just saying there's a possibility, but I'm not banking on it. My initial gut instinct here, I truly think what's going to happen is we'll hit 1.0, and I honestly, truly, even with all the marketing that I plan on doing, and I'm planning on doing a lot of marketing for 1.0 to tell everyone and their dog about this, everyone that I possibly can. We'll be sending out emails to everyone who's played the game before, and everyone who's not played the game yet. We'll be sending at least, my plan is like 100 emails to every big YouTuber I can possibly find. Streamers are kind of harder to do. Like, I'll reach out to some big streamers and stuff and do what I can there, but they're much harder to like get a hold of, and it's harder to find streamers who play your game because they're not always live, right? You can go to YouTube and type in, you know, let's play, and then a game like My Time at Portia, right? And find a million YouTubers who have played that game. Then you just go find all the ones that you think are worthwhile sending a key to, and you just email them those keys if you can find their info anyway. And if they're worth their salt, they probably have email somewhere, you know, or some way to contact them. But streamers are a different story because there's not like a database you can go to find all their streams. If they're lucky, then they'll have their stuff on YouTube as well, which is honestly the biggest reason why I stream on YouTube now. So all my stuff is actually like at least archived there somewhere, so people can watch my old streams. It's not dead content, right? Skyrim Grandma returns as Swords and Magic Grandma. Hey, you know, we connected really well with CM Simpson. She loves the game. I think there is something there because it's like kind of a slower paced like adventure game. I do think there's something there for like gamers of that ilk, you know. Like, I really do think so. It's very possible that Skyrim Grandma could return playing Swords of Magic. I could see that happening. Tim the Tatman, yeah, maybe. I'll send keys out to all these people. In fact, we'll even go through the Discord, and I'll probably get everyone's suggestions on who they'd like to see play the game most. Maybe I've seen a couple of people post that on Twitter and say like, tag the streamer you'd love to see this game or whatever, and that seemed to do pretty well. So we'll probably do that too. Maybe I'll post on Reddit and do the same thing. We'll see what happens. We'll do a lot of posts and a lot of marketing, but I truly think, and this is just my gut instinct based on how well this game has done over the last few years, that what's going to happen is we'll launch this, we'll use all of our marketing stuff through Steam, we'll put the game on sale, one big last sale or whatever. Maybe not, that's not true, but like one big sale. Do our big update for the skill trees and everything, do all the fun stuff. And I think that we will see like a 5K a month. Like, I think like maybe, yeah, I still have the OG list. Yes. So we'll reach out to all those people once again and let them know that the game's at 1.0 if they haven't played it yet. But I hate to say it. This is just me being like, I think realistic, not necessarily pessimistic, but just realistic. I just think it's going to be like a big sale. Checking in case you needed it. No, I think we've got it somewhere. I hope. We've also had a couple, like, since we launched originally, I think I have like 3 or 4 more people who have reached out and been like, here's my list of marketing contacts that I've been working on, because a lot of indie teams are doing that, and a lot of them like to reach out and give me their info. So I have a bunch. And then I still plan on going through and making more and adding more to ours. In fact, I even updated ours a few years ago and like cleaned it all up and made it look really nice. And I even have like check marks on there for like, have they streamed the game? Have they played they played the game or made content on the game or whatever? Have we sent them keys, whatever, so I can like check it off as I go. So that's pretty handy too. The release date on Steam will update to the 1.0 launch. So to everyone who sees it, is no longer a 6-year-old game, it's a brand new game. Yes, and that's true, and that's a big deal. Oh, speaking of that, speaking of the release date, I can technically go in and put the release date out for the early access game now. That's a new feature they just launched, which is really handy for us. So I can, instead of going in there and just say early access game, I can go in there and say early access game launches this day, and I can put in a release date for 1.0. So once we get closer and we know what that date's going to look like, then I can put that on there and give ourselves, 1, a deadline, and 2, everyone else who's watching it will see, oh my god, they actually have a release date. This is actually going to get finished. So, especially with multiplayer being so huge right now, yeah, I mean, it's possible. So what I'm saying is, like, I'm not counting out the possibility of it doing well, but I think it definitely has the potential, right? Like, this game is pretty big. Like, yeah, it's not the most optimized game. It's not perfect. There's a lot of issues. It is an indie game. It's definitely this studio's first game, right? So, and you can tell in a lot of places, like it's really rough around the edges of places, but I think it has a certain charm to it, as you guys know. Otherwise you wouldn't have stuck around this long, right? There's something about it that I do think is charming and worthwhile to check out and play. I think we're gonna keep the price where it is. We were at one point thinking about raising the price to $30 at 1.0. I'm not doing that. I think we leave it where it is. In fact, I'm honestly very tempted just to drop it to $20. I think it's a $20 game. I don't know. For during early access, I think it's still 15. I think we're closer to 15 or $20 right now, but I don't know. I think 25 is probably fine. We can probably leave it alone. True, co-op games with dedicated servers are all the rage. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. $20 looks way better on Steam than a $25 game. I agree. The thing is, if we're gonna drop the price, we need to do it like soon. Or like there's a sale coming up for the Steam sale, which we're gonna be in. I don't think we can change our price before that sale. So probably it'll probably have to be like a month after that sale we can change the price, but then we can't go on sale for a month after that, I think. And there's a festival or something coming up. I don't know if it's within those 2 months. I can't remember when it is. But we're tempted to, Jan and I were talking about maybe releasing the 1.0 during that, if we can cram everything in. I don't know if we'll be able to cram everything in. I mean, I have no other obligations right now other than Seeking Adventure, and we're very tempted to just shelve Seeking Adventure for a little while longer and get this one to 1.0 first, which would honestly make me feel much better. If we got to 1.0 in this first and like launched it and we're like, this is finished, and then we moved on and launched Seeking Adventure a few months later, I would feel much better about that. Like as a developer, like feeling better that you finished one project before you moved on the other one, officially moved on and released another one, you know, that would be great. $30 was a reasonable jump when we were going to have all those other lands. Yep, agreed. I think you're right, Wendy. What are you adding for 1.0? Skill trees and calendar? Yeah, so calendars, seasons, skill trees, the Draken race, all of the Kickstarter weapons and NPCs and quests. There will be a big content update. And there was a couple of quality of life things that I would like to do. Like I would like to get the chest crafting feature in, so you can craft things from chests within a range of your crafting station. And that's something I would like to just like dive into and look at it again, because last time I looked at it, I was like, this isn't impossible, but I know more now. So it's a possibility that might happen. So Wendy, here's the plan with Bone Reach. I think you might have heard this already. I might just be beating a dead horse here. Sorry for the dumb phrase, but the plan is if the game launches and makes a certain amount of money, I don't know what that number is yet, that I can justify hiring someone to help add the content and quests. And I don't know who that someone would be yet. It's just up in the air right now about what kind of like skill set I want. But if I can get someone to help me like finish Bone Reach, then we'll do it as a free update. If we can justify the cost. If it does, or I think the plan was if it makes enough money at launch at 1.0 that I can justify doing a free update, we'll do that. And if not, then I'll tweak or I'll chip away at Bone Reach over time and then do it as a DLC, as a paid DLC. So we'll see what happens. But originally the plan was 1.0 was going to be Bone Reach, and I really love that idea. But just me working on Bone Reach is probably going to take I mean, just being realistic, probably 8 months, right? That's like full-time me working on Bone Reach. And that's not accounting for any burnout or like breaks I need to take or contract work I might need to pick up. So like we're looking at 1.0 like late next year if that happens, right? That's the best phrase, minus the animal abuse part. Yeah, well, I mean, it's a dead horse, so I don't know if it's an animal abuse if it's not alive anymore. But I think the phrase implies that you've been beating it for a while and now it's dead and now you're wasting your time beating it, right? So yeah, it's kind of it was already abused clearly, but so I agree, it's not a great phrase. I need a new one. Fair enough. I think the layout is accepting the custom model work. Oh, the layout's done accepting the custom model work. Yes, obviously it didn't have quests or mechanics or any of that yet. I know we were pretty far off from complete on it still. Yeah, it's honestly, it's way further along than most. Like, yeah, like it's way further along than you think. It's actually pretty close. We could literally go in and just block off the areas that weren't done yet, Like if we just don't even have like the Tinkertown thing like loaded in, then this area is almost done, right? It needs some polish work. Like we could go in and like add some grass and like stuff up here if we needed to.
Hi.
Hi, buddy. Good morning. You just woke up so late. It's almost noon. You were up late last night though, huh? Hi. Good morning. Can you say hi to everybody?
Yeah.
Say good morning, everybody. Aw. You're funny. Anyway, there's actually a lot done. He's so old now. What? I know, right? It's crazy. Talking and everything. He just turned 3 last month. About a month ago today, actually. Anyway, there's a lot here already, and I don't have a lot of the sub levels loaded in. So if you load all the sub levels in, there's a lot more even. But if we like scrapped the orc town and like cut out some of the other areas that were just not done yet, or like stuff where I needed to make a bunch of models that were going to take time, honestly, like there's a lot we could just put in here. And like it's just mostly like building quests, building enemies, building items you find, right? Like making treasure, making new spells, like all that stuff is going to take a lot of time. That's where like the real time comes in. It's not even like the level design itself. Like you did a fantastic job and it's like 90% done. Assuming we can just like, I can just scrap all the stuff that either didn't get finished or the stuff that we don't need, or keep it, like save it for like another update if we want to later down the road. But more season work? Yes, Golfer, that's what we're supposed to be working on today. No sub levels. I was like, wait, I swear there was more. Yeah, there's none of the sub levels are in. There's too many sub levels to load them all in right now. They're all in the tier 1 map, but that's the map that takes like 5 to 10 minutes to load. Last time we tried loading it on stream, it took so long that we I finally just gave up on it and ended the stream. It was like half an hour. But anyway, is Mama up yet?
Yeah.
Yep. All right, go get her. Love you.
No,
Thanks for saying good morning.
potty.
You're gonna go potty?
No, Mama.
Mama's going potty?
Yeah.
Oh, she's probably done now. But yeah, we're doing more season work today. We're gonna get the loading screen in, hopefully. That's the plan anyway, and test it in multiplayer. We need to know if we can like actually slow down the time and like pause it during the loading event thing. And then after that, I want to set up music, because I just remembered that the last thing that I have to set up when we switch seasons and stuff is changing the music. So what I think what we'll do is we'll set up, right now we have like a music list for like a playlist for all of our music things, all of our music zones. I think what we'll do is we'll set up those music zones to have a playlist, but switch to a new seasonal playlist when there's a correct season. So, and then we'll hopefully fade out the music when we pause the game and then start new music when it comes back in case that's relevant. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just won't even touch that, because then if we switch to a new playlist, then the next time the track ends and a new one starts, it'll just play that music instead, or when someone loads into the game. But I think that's all we have left to do for the season system, and then it should be working, because we have loading and unloading working. I can set up calendar events however we like. The next thing I guess we'd work on is just making a fishing tournament. Like that's the only thing we really have that like we need to do. In fact, maybe what we'll do is, because now we can just grab seasons, maybe what we'll do is we'll just go through all of our fishing spots, and build onto like the core fishing spot and make it so we'll swap out the fish that can spawn. Because right now we have all these fishing spot like from a loot table, right? Like so if you use loot tier 2, you get fishing spot farmlands tier 2. If you use tier 1, if you use no bait, sorry, what am I reading? I said loot tier 2. I meant bait. So if you use tier 2, you get the fishing spot. If you use no bait or anything else, oh wait, there's another bait in here. Oh, two or three like give you these 2 different tiers, and then no bait, or I guess bait 1. If it doesn't match these, then you get none, and then you just get the junk, right? So what we could do is have a new loot table in here called like tourney or whatever, tourney loot or tourney table or whatever, and that would just be the same like 3 fish or whatever with the same size. So you always catch the same like couple fish or whatever when you're doing the tourneys, in no matter where you fish, but you're just trying to get the biggest size. So you're just fishing until you find a big size. I think that's probably the best way to do it. And we can have like a rare fish, whatever, that's like obviously a little bigger. So you have like, if you get lucky, and you can use luck during tournaments and stuff too. When are you adding badminton? Good question. I know that like Limesy left a negative review. I don't know if you remember that, Wendy, or if you remember who Limesy is. I'm assuming you do. He left a negative review on the game, saying that a lot of features were getting scrapped and a lot of things were just getting rebuilt over and over again, so we weren't adding new content to the game. I don't know. I don't agree with everything, with most of the things he said in his negative review, and I think it comes from a place of misunderstanding, unfortunately, which makes me feel bad because I know that like if I'm not doing a good enough job communicating to everyone like what the issues are and why we're like rebuilding things, then that's on me, I guess. But one of the things he said was like we were supposed to have bug catching that was in the Kickstarter and it never ended in the game. Well, technically bug catching is in the game. It's just not built into like a system. You can get bugs, right? It's just in a boring way. So there is the possibility we could still add bug catching in because it was technically a Kickstarter thing we were supposed to do. And so is Draken, the Draken race. And so we can add those both those things in. I would like to do the Draken race as like an unlockable race. That's something I've been wanting to do since the beginning, is like have like unlockable races for achievements you can do. But we'll see what happens there. Are you waving with your toes?
Yeah.
Go ahead. How could I forget Limesy? Yeah, I saw his review. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a couple things he's spot on with, but for the most part, I think it's a little bit like he just doesn't quite understand like the intricacies of and the complexity of building a massive game like this. Like all the things that we've rebuilt or redesigned is so we can make space for new things, not like physical space, but like I can't like build a bug catching system without refactoring how the weapon system works, right? If I don't refactor the weapon system, then I can't make like a net, for example, that catches things. Like the whole system is just built on top of other systems, and so you have to change those previous systems to like make room for the new stuff or to make them work at all. Like when we redid the magic system, it was because we designed all of the stabs to have special unique magic, and that felt pretty bad early on with how the combat was working. So we refactored that to make combat feel more diverse, to make the game feel better. And I think I understand that like looking at that as like, oh, they're just refactoring another thing, like that looks like we're just wasting time. We're like not actually trying to make progress, but we're literally doing stuff we don't want to do to make better progress. Thank you. You're funny. Okay, can you go get Mama now? Oh, Dad's trying to focus. Go get Mom. Go tell her you need some brekkie. Bugs as a resource node and have nets as the only thing that can hit them. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. So if we decide to add it in, I'm not sure if it's absolutely necessary. We already have butterflies, right? So if you go over to Delver's Pass here, the resource ones might not be in. Hang on. Okay, maybe it's not resources, maybe it's loot. I don't know why it would be under loot and not resources. I might be blind too, and I might just not be able to see it. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Wait. Did I not just see it? Here it is. Butterflies. So there are butterflies now, right? And they fly around in circles, and you just press F to interact with them. It would not be too hard, like probably an afternoon's work, right? To add bug nets to the game you can craft, and when you swing them near this thing or whatever, it just catches them. It wouldn't be that hard to do. The problem is that we also have worms in dirt piles that you just get when you pick up a dirt pile. So building a system where like when you pick up a dirt pile, the worm like spawns, not hard, but having the worm like crawl away and then you have to hit it with the thing, a little harder. Not crazy. We could do like the exact same thing we do here actually, and just have like the worm like stick to the ground and then like squirm around the dirt pile or something, and you have to hit it with the net. And we could just do it. It's the same animation as like
Hi.
Hi. Is Mom still in the bathroom?
No.
No, what's she doing?
What? 8.
Oh, she's washing her face. Okay. I don't know how I've said it, but Delvers looks awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. I wish it was a little bigger. That's my biggest problem with it is like I was trying to keep it small and like because it's supposed to be like a transition zone and we don't have anything to transition to, so it feels like it's supposed to be a full zone, but it's a little too small, I think. So I wish it was a little bigger and a little more exploration, but it also took me quite a while to build, so maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm glad it's as small as it is. But anyway, we could build like a system where like we have like we spawn the worms in and stuff and the beetles in and stuff like because you can get beetles when you chop wood and stuff too. So I don't know, maybe we just set up a system where we just have a chance for them to spawn when you like break a resource node or whatever, and they just have to be. Are you waving at me?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I just have leave worms alone as they are and just use your normal resource node system, but place an animated model or even a static model for like bugs on a tree or rock or whatever, and then one hit with a belt or a bet with a bug net. Got it. I think you meant net. Got it. Collects the resource. Yeah. It kind of. I mean, yeah. I think it. Yeah, I guess that would work. I don't know. I mean, this is literally just the exact same resource system. It just needs to be like picked up. Another thing is that when we hit those things, they break and then they spawn into like a thing on the floor. So that would have to be fixed. So you actually hit it and then it goes into your inventory, which is exactly how this works. But we could probably like this even has like the hits remaining thing in it and everything. Like everything is set up correctly. We have deplete effects. We have that's just for highlighting. So we could get rid of this and just not let it highlight, be highlightable. And then all we have is it's just using I don't know. It's using the base resource. So we'd have to do a thing where we like actually like check for collisions, but I don't know. It wouldn't be crazy. What's up, Mateus? Welcome in. How's the calendar system going? It's almost done. Today we're supposed to be working on like a pause system so we can like call a loading screen essentially. It's like a transition loading screen between seasons, like seasonal events, so we can load things in. But is it on schedule? Sure. Sorry for the derail. No, it's fine, Wendy. I get it. I appreciate you thinking I made a compound for BugNet. Yeah. You're welcome. Yeah, just throwing it out there so you don't leave a Kickstarter goal and upset folks. Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think having just a BugNet and like being able to catch, like because we have the mods too in the astral plane, right? I don't know if those were in when you actually. Yeah, I think those were in after you. No, you were. I think you were on the team still when we built those. I don't think it's loaded. It's not. But we have the celestial moths. Hi. Yes. Did he say Brecky?
Oh yeah, he did.
Cute. We have these guys too. These are the celestial moths, and these just sit there, and they did just have to be interacted with as well. So I don't know. Maybe we just switch these to like a new parent node that has to be hit, and then we just use. Yeah, I think we can do it. I think it'd be like an afternoon of work, maybe a day of work, and we'd have bug catching. So maybe that's worth it. I don't know. It's low on my priority list, but I think it might be worth it. That and the Draken race are the only two things I think that like are absolutely necessary from Kickstarter. Well, okay, well that's not true. The Draken, I don't think either of those are actually absolutely necessary. Those stretch goals that we promised, which okay, they're necessary. They're necessary. We'll get them in. I think they are necessary. The other thing is okay, so here's the thing. The Draken race necessary because you can't be a Draken at all. There's no Draken race in the game right now. There's not even Draken NPCs. But I think the reason I'm okay with the bug catching thing is because you can technically catch bugs. It just doesn't use a net and is kind of boring, right? You just press F and you catch a bug. I think that counts as bug catching, even if there's no net involved and it's half-assed, right? I think it's kind of like it sort of works. But anyway, I don't know. We can do it. Make use of the bug swatter. Oh yeah, that would be funny. You just like literally just squish it. I don't know. I think we'd make a net. I think I make a net and actually like add maybe some physics to it and everything, so it actually like looks good flying through the air. We'll see. It wouldn't be that hard, and we already have an animation that would work. Like the mace animation that like slams the mace down would work. Not the slams one, but yeah, whatever. Like the overhand like attack, we could literally just use that same animation for it. It'd be fine. Which is, I think, is the same chopping animation we have. So there's no reason not to just use that. Anyway, we'll make that work. The other thing that absolutely has to be done from Kickstarter is the rewards. We have not done all the weapon rewards yet. In fact, we've done barely any of them. So the weapon one, and the NPCs, and the villager one, that's the same thing, and the quest one. Those are like the three main ones we have to do. And there's a lot in there, a lot, which has me a little worried. What I'm kind of thinking, also there's like a name an NPC thing, right, that we've done through the Kickstarter, not through the Kickstarter, through Kickstarter? Through Patreon and through Twitch rewards, right? And so what we need to do is name a bunch of NPCs. And here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we have two options here. One is we make all these NPCs as new characters, right? We just like kind of almost like just kind of randomly generate them. I might even recruit Jana to just sit and make a bunch of NPCs for me for like a few hours until we have enough to like name all of the NPCs. And then we set them all up to be randomly spawned events, right? Because we just set up our global event system to be able to like do this. So we can literally have NPCs show up in sub-levels and just be loaded in at random times during the day, or on random days for entire days, or whenever we want. And I think those are the NPCs. They're going to have all these quests that we have to build. I think we'll have to build like 12 quests or something. It's not a ton amount, or it's not a huge amount, but most of them are pretty complex. And so I think that a lot of those are going to get dumbed down a little bit, unfortunately. Some of them like would require systems that just don't even exist, and like that's obviously off the tables. I won't be doing that. But yeah, I think what we'll do is we can either have these like random NPCs just be spawned in. I think there's like 60 names that we have to put in. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's a lot. Another option is we fill out Sleepy Haven more with like 3 or 4 more random NPCs that spawn and walk around. But what will happen is, like, when you load in the game, or when you get to Sleepy Haven or get near them or whatever, it'll spawn in 3 randomly generated NPCs with 3 unique names from that list. So your NPC that you named could show up in Sleepy Haven at different times. Like each time you walk out of Sleepy Haven and walk back in, probably it'll generate new ones, or when all players do, I guess. I can generate a new NPC essentially at that time, and then just give them a new random name. And these NPCs could technically also have random dialogue with potential quests, meaning you could find random quests in Sleepy Haven, which I kind of like, but absolutely unnecessary. I don't think they were in yet, or maybe I didn't catch them getting added if it was in the great sprint to get the woods and boss done. Yeah, I felt like it was when we did fishing, and I know Lewis was around when we did fishing, but it might have been added last minute. So Lewis stuck around for like an extra month or whatever, I think it was, to like get things polished up. I think when we decided to kind of shut everything down, I think that's when it happened. I think when Lewis was doing the bug or the fishing system at the very the last minute, that's when they got added in. Actually, it might have been after that, because I remember I had to go through and finish the fishing system because I don't think it was finished yet. So I ended up rebuilding a lot of it, and I think that's when they ended in. So it was probably like right after you left. And I think everyone was a little peeved at me when that happened, for good reason. And so it wouldn't surprise me if everyone was not exactly keeping up on exactly what everything was going into Swords of Magic at the time, understandably. So, oof. Well, if you ever need some volunteer hands to get over the final hump, bud, I get paid for a full day, and most day work 2 hours. Well, but I know how you feel about free labor. I just know the quest NPC system. Yeah, that's true. That is true. You are 100% on the list, at like near the top of the list of the people I would consider bringing you back on to help out with Bone Reach stuff. So honestly, yeah, I'm very tempted to just be like, to like bring someone on and let's be like, hey, 1.0 launches soon. How about we just do a revenue split, and whatever 1.0 launches at, you know, for like 3 months after the launch or whatever, you'll just get a split of that. So hopefully the 1.0 launch is big. I just feel bad about that because like I already know it's not going to be huge. I'm thinking like I said, I truly think what's going to happen is we'll just see like a decent sale month. I think it'll just be similar to like when we do a big sale and we put in the Steam like summer sale or something. I think we'll see like maybe 5K. So on a good month we make maybe $1,200 right now, right? When we don't do a sale and we don't do any marketing, right? That's like a good month, like of just a good month where people just happen to find the game and buy it, right? Maybe I'm streaming a lot, sure, that could be a factor too, who knows. On a month where I release a devlog, I do marketing, we put the game in a sale, and we release an update, like a big update, we can see up to like maybe 5 or 6 grand. If we're like that's like a lot of work that goes into it, might see 5 or 6 grand. But it takes like a few months to put all that work in to get to that point because we have to do a big update, right? Which is worth it, right? A few months of work is worth it for that money, I think. Well, technically, I don't know, maybe it's not. If you break it down, 3 months of work for $6,000, probably not worth it. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know. That's what I'm afraid is going to happen, is we're just going to get like 5 grand for like a little bit, like 5 to 10 grand somewhere in there for like our 1.0 release, which is great. I'm not going to complain about it, but I that's what I am foreseeing happening. And that's what I'm a little afraid of, being like the end of it is like, but yeah, I don't know. Cause if that happens, then I can just say, look, this is just what it is now. It is not in a state where we can justify putting full-time work into this anymore. So here's our 1.0. This is it. We're now moving on to other pastures, you know? Maybe they're not greener, but they're other pastures nonetheless. That's the plan. And I don't know if I want to do a rev share thing because I'm just afraid it's not going to make enough money. And then I would feel really guilty and I wouldn't have the money to like pay someone like an actual salary. But we'll see what happens. All good. I hope it works out. Just thought I'd offer. I stare at my Swords of Magic build when I boot up Unreal. Yeah, I appreciate it. I really do, Wendy. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens when we get closer. Right now, yeah, I don't know. I don't know yet. I think when I start getting into the NPC stuff, that might be a time when I'm like, okay, does anyone want to help with this? Because that's when I start getting overwhelmed, like writing quests and dialogue and stuff like that for NPCs. I like designing quests. I don't like implementing them, obviously, but like that's just the trade-off, you know? If you want to design quests, you kind of got to implement them too. But anyway, let's do some work here. What do we have? What are we working on? We were doing the seasonal events thing. This animates in. And we want to animate it back out after it's ready. We have, oh, right. I remember what we were doing. We were setting up a new thing on the BPI. We crashed opening this BPI widget. So let's see if we crash opening this again. This one. We didn't do anything other than put new things in. We'll save anyway. If this crashes, we'll make a new blueprint interface, I guess, once the engine opens up again. Okay, that time it didn't crash. Okay, this is gonna be, what do we call this? This is, onloaded maybe? I don't even know. Sure. We'll just call it that. Maybe we'll put a description in here and say like, okay, good enough. Cool. Where was it? Where was it though? Do you use C++ and Blueprint or Blueprint only? For this project, it's pretty much Blueprint only. There's a little bit of C++, but it's like more backend stuff. And most of it was not built by me. I've done a little tiny bit of C++ in here to use some API stuff or some Steamworks stuff for Steam, mostly in our demo, but that's about it. So this game is pretty much 100% Blueprint. The only other things I think that are C++ are we had to implement the gas system, gameplay ability system, with C++, but that now, in fact, this is how I prefer doing it anyway, is can be 100% Blueprint with a plugin called what's it called? Gas Companion, I think. And I use that in other projects, and like all my UE5 projects I've used with gas, I use the Gas Companion because it's just so much easier to set up in Blueprint than it is C++, in my opinion. And it's much easier to modify things. Other than that, the other thing that we use C++ for is a loading screen in the very beginning of the game when the game first launches. And I'm actually really tempted to go back in and customize that a little more and like rewrite some of the C++ for that like loading screen, because I don't like how it's set up. So that's something I plan on doing eventually. I don't know when. Hopefully soon. But yeah, pretty much all Blueprint, which is kind of wild if you think about it, but you can totally make entire games with just Blueprint, even multiplayer ones, even open world RPGs. Okay, so we are here. Yes. And we're making get loading widget. That goes here. Oh, goes here. And then we're calling, oh, yeah, that's fine. We're calling what did I just call it? Onloaded. This one. Not yet though. We're calling onloaded eventually. This was what? We're going to, oh man. Calendar events. Load global level. We can get rid of this now, I think. And we call loading screen something, event loading screen, and then the event is the new event. Hold on, let's do this instead. Crazy to work on UE4 in big 2026. Yeah, this project is 7 years old. It started in like 4.16, I think, officially, and now is in 4.26. And we were gonna go to 4.27, and we're like, we'll wait for like the next big release. And the next big release was Unreal 5, and we tried to move it to Unreal 5 at one point. But we have a lot of dependency chains that are very long because this is like one of our first. This is everyone who worked on this game. This is our first commercial project. So because of that, a lot of us didn't know what we were doing, and so there's a lot of stuff that like we built wrong. And we fixed a lot of that stuff and learned a lot, and we know how to build things the right way now. But it's too late to fix a lot of those things without basically rebuilding everything. And so because of that, it's too hard to get over it. It's just not worth trying to get it to UE5. So we're stuck in UE4. And the plan was, when UE5 came out and we were like, we'll move to UE5, and we couldn't, then it was like, it's fine, we'll just finish up the development in UE4, and then, we won't have to worry about it anymore. And that was the plan when it was like, we have like a year of development left, it's fine. You were 23 when we started? Oh, jeez. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Yeah, I think I was 31 when we started. No, 30 when we started. Somewhere in there. You're 30 now? Yeah. I'm gonna be 38 this year, Wendy, so. 30's it's scary when you turn 30. And this is gonna sound weird. And I'm sure this is gonna be the same thing for me in my 40s. But when I was like nearing 30, I was like, oh my god, I do not want to be 30. I'm gonna be so old. Like I don't want to be 30. Like let's not do this. Like I'm just gonna skip this birthday, you know, like whatever. And then I hit 30 and now I'm like, my 30s were great. Like I'm very happy about my 30s. Like I spent most of them making video games and like professionally, you know, like I'm living my dream. I love it, you know. Had a kid when I was 26 and had a second one when I was 35. So like, I don't know, I'm very happy with my 30s. They were great. And I feel very young still and just, I feel fine with my age. I'm happy with my age. But now I'm coming up to 40. Like 38, and I'm fine with 38, but it's the 39 that scares the shit out of me. Because like once I turn 39, there's no more hiding from 40. Like it's next up, you know what I mean? Like that's the next one on the list. And I feel like when I hit 40 and like get into my 40s, I'll feel the same way as I did about my 40s that I have about my 30s. Like I feel like you just kind of shift your mindset and you're like, 40s aren't bad. Like I'm still super young. Like this is good. I have so much time left. Like I'm good. I hope that's what happens. I updated my project to 5.7.3, had a bunch of errors. Thank God to my C++ programming days, I understand binaries, libraries, dependencies, how to rebuild what, when, and where. Yeah, that's lucky. So did you fix the issues then, I assume? You enter the bar and 3 Latvian blondes turn their heads at you, smiling and waving. Okay, I won't complain. I'm happy with that. It's fine with me. People can smile and wave at me all they want. I accept smiles and waves. Is this a joke? Did I miss the joke? Also welcome in Neozy. Okay, what we need to do, I'm getting there. We need to grab our sub-level manager. We need our... I need this level. Actually, should we just get the last level? Because this is going to add these to a queue, right? And then we'll just get the last one level. So let's just grab the last sub-level from this array. So get sub-levels. Get, let's see. Length. Can you get last index? Yeah. It's amazing how many like little things there are like that in Unreal. Like I would have got like the length, had to like subtract 1 from it to get the last index, whatever, but you just have the last index. It's just I don't know, a little bit of stuff like that just saves time. Listen. Oh wait. Loading finished. That's not what I want. Wait, I thought it was. Is that not what I wanted? I closed the sub-level manager. Did it not get saved? Is that why? Yeah, call loading finished. Oh, I'm dumb. Never mind. This is right. I forgot. This is going to show an input here. Here, let's just assign this. I've been working in Godot for the last week, so I haven't touched like blueprints very much lately. That's fine. We're going to check to see if that loading finished name is this name. I think this will be fine, even though we're binding to this. I think this will still work, but we'll find out, I guess. We might find out the hard way. Okay, so what we'll do, oh, we need a widget on this. Let's promote this to loading screen widget. Grab this. Okay. Now we go back to our loading screen widget. My eyes are really bothering me today. Like I don't know. Today is like day 4 of like full-time wearing my glasses, and I'm at the point now where I'm like, if this like weird like distortion like thing, like this like wobbliness doesn't go away in like the next, I don't know, 3 days probably, I'm probably gonna give up on glasses. I don't know. As of right now, I see much worse with them on than with them off, and there's no benefit right now. Like, at least not to me right now. I'm sure my eyes are probably like, oh, this is so much easier to see, but I'm not noticing a difference. In fact, my eyes have been like more dry and more like fatigued the last like day or so than they usually are. I think it's just because I'm like straining to like visually understand things still. Thanks, homie. Sure. Anyway, okay, we're opening our widget again, which is this one. And we need to implement, I think we already, oh, we need to add that thing in here. I already added it, PPI UI widget. Where is it? Oh, interfaces. Implement, there we go. And then we're going to do this. Play mode. Reverse, I guess, is fine. And then I think we'll do a bind. Can I not do this? This one? Interesting. That's removed from parent. Okay. All right, this should be working. Let's test it, I suppose. I will say it's kind of annoying to test right now. I think we need a chat command. Because right now you have to skip through like 15 days. So I have to just use the same command 15 times to get to it, and it's really annoying. So let's just go build a new command. We'll just duplicate this one. Call it set day. And this will just set it to the day within the month. What's going on up here? Junk we don't need. Get time manager, that's all fine. Days can only be changed by host. This is fine too. We're gonna do set day instead of set season. Okay, and then we need to do a switch on string. Actually, we're gonna do string to int. We'll do a switch on int. These go away. We need to do, uh-oh. You know what? I'm just realizing this is probably not gonna work anyway. Also, something froze when I hit delete. So we're just waiting for this to finish. And hopefully it doesn't crash. But if it does, I think we saved the widget. They've got to get used to looking through the window that is glasses. Yeah, I've heard that it can take 1 to 3 weeks, and I'm just like, the problem is, like, if I put them on and everything, like, if everything was blurry and then I put them on and everything was like less blurry, then that 1 to 3 weeks would be like, that's okay, this is worth it. But for me, my eyes are not bad. Like, things like 20, 30 feet away, less than that, probably 10 to like 15 feet away or whatever, are starting to get blurry and harder to read. Like, we have a 50-inch TV downstairs, but we sit like 15 feet away from it on our couch. And so it's like, it's getting to the point where it's like hard to read. Like, not subtitles really, those are usually fine, but like sometimes like scrolling through Netflix, whatever, I'm like, what is that movie called? And Gianna's like, that's this movie. And I'm like, oh, thanks. Like, I can't read that a lot of the time. But for the most part, like, I can see everything just fine, and it doesn't really bother me. What really bothered me is that when I look at white text on a dark background, I get this vertical ghosting, like streaking effect happening. That's what bothered me. So I went to the doctor for that, and he was like, yeah, you have a scar on your left eye, which I do, and I didn't know I had a scar, but I had an accident with my left eye when I was a teenager. I got a shard of metal stuck in it from a lawnmower. Traumatic experience. I had to wear a patch for like a week. Just wear them when you need them. Well, that's the thing. I don't need them. They don't help anything. Like, literally, there's nothing they're helping with except like seeing like that 15 feet away, and even that is honestly negligible. And the doctor, the optometrist, told me that my prescription is I don't remember what he said. It's not the full prescription. He could go stronger, but he knew that my eyes were going to take some time to adjust because whatever. I have an astigmatism, so like there's that. But I don't like notice it. Like, to me, it doesn't, I don't know. I just don't see like a big difference between wearing them and not wearing them. In fact, I see seriously like no difference. Like, when I put the glasses on, I don't really see anything any more clear than not having them on. The difference is that when I put them on, everything looks like I'm looking through a fishbowl, and it's definitely gotten better. I'm still getting like a little bit of like eye strain and like fatigue and like a little bit of like achiness in the back of my eyes when I'm wearing them. But like, it's getting better. Like, the first day I was trying to cook and I looked down at my counter, and it looked like my counter was tilted like this, like fully tilted, and all of my stuff was like, should have just slid down the counter, like when I was looking down. And I was like, oh my God, the right side of my counter is like 4 feet away and everything else is like right here. Like, it was so wild to look at. And I was struggling so hard to like cook and like do anything. But now that I've gotten more used to it, that's like almost completely gone away. Now it's just a little bit of like weirdness still. So that's what I mean. Wear them then. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but consider that heading into your 40s, you're now cultivating a much more hipster aesthetic. Wendy, I hate to say this, but I feel like part of the reason I'm trying to get used to them is for that reason, and it's such a stupid reason. Like, I put them on, my wife was like, you look pretty good in glasses, and I was like, yeah, cool, I'm glad, because otherwise this would be a really shitty transition period. At least there's some like a positive side of this, and I can see better, but I actually can't see much better. It's, I don't know, man. You guys know, like, sometimes when I'm working, I am like, I do have to like get up close and like look at the screen or whatever to read something. So I'm sure that has probably helped. I'm sure the glasses have helped with that a little bit, and I'm just like not noticing like the full benefit yet. And the optometrist did tell me that in a year or so, when I get a checkup, he'll probably bump me up to the better prescription, like the full prescription. So I'm like getting the full like effect. So I'm sure they'll work better at that point. It's just the transition period is just so annoying because it just feels like I'm not getting enough benefit to justify it. So I'm wearing them full time right now. And yeah, Rock Kicker, I think you're probably right. Like, wear them when I need them. I think right now I'm just trying to get my eyes adjusted to them, so when I put them on, it's not like I don't feel drunk. The first day I wore them, I literally felt like I was drunk. We went to Total Wine after I got them because I deserved a prize after going to the doctor, I guess. I don't know. We went to Total Wine, and I reached up to take a bottle off the shelf, and I just smashed my hand into the rack, and I was like, oh, I don't have depth perception in these yet, I guess. And then Jana's like, yeah, maybe I should like take things off the rack for you so we don't end up buying, 30 bottles today. Yeah, at least you made it this long without glasses. I've needed them for 30 years. Yeah, and that's the thing too, right? Why do you wear glasses if you see better without them? Yeah, I don't know, Bane Trapper. that's the thing, right? When I did my eye exam, it's very clear that with the glasses I see better at a distance, but these are like supposed to be full-time wear, like up close and far away, because I have an astigmatism. So here's kind of my takeaway. I've been trying to wrap my head around this for like the last week, like since I went to the doctor, because I'm still like every once in a while like slip out of this logic and I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Why am I wearing these glasses? This is just making my vision worse. But the thing is, with an astigmatism, your eyes are like shaped wrong, right? Or like whatever, they're like curved wrong or whatever. I don't really know the details, but like the glasses fix that. The problem is, because I've been used to that like misshapen or whatever, or it's had happened gradually over the last 30 years or whatever, my eyes have compensated for it. Plus my left eye, because of the scar, is worse than my right eye. So everything's a little bit blurrier in my left eye. So my right eye is like the primary eye. And so my left eye is kind of like more peripheral, I guess, from what I understand. It's like, it works as like a backup kind of almost. And my right eye is like, does like the heavy lifting. So that's why I think when I wear the glasses, my right eye like is still overcompensating. So things look like way more overcompensated because everything's kind of been corrected. So now my eyes are like, whoa, I'm like what's going on? How come we can see clear and I don't have to overcorrect? So my eyes are like getting used to the new shape or whatever of the lenses. I don't know. It's so hard to explain. I think I understand. Like, I think I grasp how it's working and why. Monitors screw up near Farsight because for us it's the same size screen and same size pixels, but our brain thinks that stuff is small distant, so it zooms eyes and we lose sight. Yes, true. Yeah, that's why you're supposed to do the 20-20-20 rule, where you every 20 minutes you look at something for 20 seconds that are 20 feet away. That's 20 feet away. And I have a window right here, right above the camera, that I can see trees at that are like 100 feet away, probably 150 feet away. I can see the tops of a bunch of like evergreen trees. So I can just like look out there and look at that. And it's when I also have some trees a little bit closer I can see too. They're like 20 or 30 feet away. So I do that and I like look at the detail on those trees for like a few seconds. But honestly, there's no way I remember to do that for 20 seconds every 20 minutes. I just don't. It might be every couple hours I remember to do it. I need to set a timer or something. But anyway, so my plan is, I hope that after like a week of wearing these, the fishbowl effect kind of goes away and my eyes like adjust to like not having to strain all the time. And then I'll actually like wearing them, because then I think at that point my eyes will like feel better when I'm wearing them, because I won't have to be straining. I've also heard that once your eyes get used to glasses and seeing properly, and you're like they're actually like without having to like strain to like fix your vision or whatever, and to see things clearly, then like taking your glasses off, your eyes will start straining again and you'll see the actual difference. So I'm hoping that's what's going to happen, is that these are actually worth it, and that after a week or two, then like my eyes will see clear and like perfect through the glasses how I'm supposed to be seeing. And when I take them off, I'll see what my eyes are like when they were like actually normal, like straining, you know? Does that make sense? So it'll kind of like flip. I've also heard that if you stop wearing the glasses for like a couple hours, your eyes will like adjust to that like straining period, because that's like the default since I've had my eyes like that for 30 years. So if I decide after a week I'm not going to do these anymore, I'm just going to go like I spent like $200 on them, which is actually not that crazy, I guess, for prescription glasses. I thought that was wild. And they're Ray-Bans, and I was like, well, I have to get the Ray-Bans. They're just cool. Like, how cool are these glasses, you know? So, and I spent a little bit more on the Ray-Bans. I could have saved like $30 on getting like a cheaper pair, but worth it, right? I don't know. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I'm also looking at other benefits too. Like if it is useful, and in a year I can get a better prescription and that things are even more crisp and clear, that's good. Can't complain about that. And my eyes are just going to get worse over time. So getting used to glasses now is probably the same as getting used to them in 3 or 4 years when like I really need them more, you know? So I'd rather just, I don't know, kind of bite the bullet and like do it now when it's not going to be a huge jump from like not being able to see at all to being able to see. But that's like the thing. I think a lot of people don't bitch and complain about this like I am, because I think a lot of people, when they get glasses for the first time, it's because they're like, hey, doc, I can't see anything anymore. Everything is blurry, right? And for me, it wasn't like that. It was just that bleeding effect I was getting, like that vertical like bleed or smearing effect or whatever. And the problem is that that's the scar on my left eye, and it doesn't fix that. The glasses don't fix that. I would need like some sort of surgery or like special contacts to fix that. And right now it's not like terrible, and it happens much worse when my eyes start getting strained. So I'm actually hoping that the glasses will actually help so my eyes don't strain as much, and then that blurring doesn't happen as much. So anyway, that's how I'm logicking through this situation, but who knows? I don't need to do a switch. This is stupid. I don't need a switch on it. But I don't know how I'm going to do this either. Getting back to work on this, sorry. Because I need to grab my time manager, and I have a set day, right? But the problem is, the day doesn't track the actual month we're in. It tracks the day you've been playing, like the days you've been playing for, right? So when you hit play the first time, this is set to 0. And then every 24 minutes, a new day starts right at midnight or whatever, and it goes to 1, then 2, then 3. So this could be like day 355, right? So I can't just set this to the day. I mean, I guess I could. The problem is that if I set it to like 15, right? Say I want to set it to the 15th, right? So when I set my time back to midnight again, or whatever, it'll tick to the 16th, which will trigger the seasonal event, which is the point of this. So if I wanted to do that, I could just technically set my day 456 back to 15, wouldn't really hurt anything, but day 15 is technically in spring. So if I wanted to test this in winter, and I like set my season, oh, you know what? I guess I could just set the day to 15 and then set the season to winter, and then it would just jump the season up. My day would still technically be 15, but that doesn't matter. The season's being tracked separately now. It wasn't originally, but now it is. It's just easier that way. Oh no, he's starting to work. Quick, someone distract him. There's the distraction. Just reading Bane Trapper's message again about monitors. Another thing I've been thinking about is that if I'm gonna do glasses, and they actually do start helping, and I decide I'm gonna keep them and wear them full time, or mostly full time, whatever. And again, I can still just wear them when I need them. I could just be like, okay, I need glasses when I'm working or when I'm watching TV or whatever, or if I'm reading or something, that's fine. I can wear them when I want to. And that's what the doctor said too, is like, you'll figure out what works best for you and when it works best to wear them. But what I'm afraid of is that if every time I take them off, put them back on, I have like an adjustment period of like a day or two, that's like, I can't do that, right? So I have to see if if 2 weeks, whatever, in the glasses, like my eyes get to the point where I can like adjust quickly to taking them on and off. Because otherwise there's no point in wearing them, right? Like I'll just refund them and not wear glasses at all, period. Because like if I want to wear them when I watch TV, but I have to deal with a fishbowl effect for 2 hours through the whole movie I'm watching or whatever, then why even wear them? I'd rather just deal with a blurry screen. You know what I mean? I'd rather have a little bit of blur than have a blur, or have a like a weird distortion effect where I can't. Here's a weird thing, and I don't know how to like justify this. I asked GPT about it because I can't find anything online about this stuff, because people don't whine as much as I do, I guess, about things. But I think because I've kind of like built my entire life around like kind of like art kind of things, you know, and like modeling and stuff, is that I have like a very strong like visual like library, I guess, of like seeing things. So sometimes because the glasses kind of distort things weird, when I see something, even though I can see it clearly, like it's crisp and clear, sometimes I see something and I can't like recognize what it is, right? Like the other day I was mopping. This is so stupid. I was mopping and there's like a light spot on the ground, which I thought was dog hair. We have a corgi. There's dog hair everywhere. So I was like, oh, there's like a tuft of hair there or whatever. So I just like kind of swept it up with the mop to like clean it up, but it didn't go away. And I was like, what the hell? Then I was like, oh, it must just be like dirt or something. So I was like scrubbing it. And I scrubbed it for like 10 seconds. And finally I was like, what is this thing I'm looking at? Because like my eyes are still like kind of wobbly. So I'm like trying to figure out what it is. So I moved the glasses down, literally does not change the clarity at all. But because like this distortion effect went away, I could tell instantly that it's just like a gray spot on our like hardwood floor. And it's like just part of the wood. There's nothing there. It's just like the wobbliness of like the distortion or whatever of the lenses like made my brain think it was something else. And I don't know how to explain it other than that. But like GPT was like, yeah, you have like a really strong like visual index or like visual library of like what you are used to seeing and what shapes mean and stuff, because you've been an artist your whole life, so you like those visuals matter a lot to you. So now when something is slightly off with distortion, you're gonna like your brain's gonna have a harder time like understanding those things. Is this GPT gaslighting me? Probably. It's probably just hallucinating and making shit up. I don't know. But anyway, here's my favorite, just chatting streamer. I am a pretty good just chatting streamer. I am, yeah. Yep. I'm sorry. I can't shut up. This is why I'm a good streamer and also a simultaneously like a terrible streamer. I found that going back and forth between glasses and not gave me headaches. Yeah, that's what worries me too. Seasons and weather is always a headache. Adder, it sounds like you have a lot of headaches. Just kidding. I don't need this. Right? Don't need that. So yeah, let's just, I guess we can just set the day. Another thing we could think about is we could get the day it's on currently. We could do this. I can do get date, which gives me the day of the month. Then we could do get day. Am I cooking here or am I out in left field? Just randomly saving all the time so I don't do this work again when the engine inevitably crashes for no reason. Guess I do. Anyway, hi Adder, welcome in. I think you just got here. I don't think I saw you earlier. I don't know how I feel with the glasses yet. I went back in after like so I wore them the full first day because that's what I thought I should do to like get used to them. And then I had severe like a deep ache behind my eyes like all the next day, like almost all day. I took ibuprofen and everything. I took like 2 naps that day. Like I just laid in the dark and like tried to get over it, which sucked because like I didn't realize how many activities involved my eyes. Like I started listening to audiobooks again, which I haven't done in a while. I couldn't read the book I was in the middle of reading because like, yeah, I couldn't look at things. It sucked. So the next day I went into back to the optometrist and I was like, did you guys give me the wrong prescription or something? Because like, this is killing my eyes. And he was like, no, you just need to give this like 2 weeks, like 1 to 3 weeks, and your eyes will adapt to it. So you just have to deal with it. And I was like, shit, that sucks. So the next day I wore them like all day again, and my eyes were fine. Like I didn't have any of the fatigue or anything. I didn't get nauseous, but I also didn't wear them walking around the house. I only wore them at the computer, which was most of the day. So I took them off when I walked from place to place and put them back on pretty much. So I didn't get nauseous because that's what happened the first day too. And then since then I've been pretty much wearing them all day long without taking them off, unless I'm like showering or sleeping or whatever. So I've been wearing them nonstop for the most part, except when I needed to see what I was sweeping the other day. That was a problem. I had to take them off for that for a second. But anyway, but yeah, I'm just trying to get used to them right now, like full time. But I really think that if I can't get used to them in like a week or two, it's not worth it. And if transitioning from taking them off and putting them on causes headaches or whatever, or like that distortion effect, like whatever, because like if I take them off right now, my eyes are like screwed up and like everything is like weird right now. Like, and it takes like a few seconds. I have to kind of like rub my eyes and like blink and like give it a minute, and then everything like settles down, and now everything's mostly back to normal. Mostly. Everything's still a little bit skewed and weird. Actually, very skewed and weird. It takes a little bit, which is like the worst part about this is that I'm so afraid that like I'm just retraining my eyes to look through these lenses, and then if I decide that I don't like them, like I'm just retraining my eyes again without them. I don't know, man. I don't know where I'm at. Okay, back to work. Okay, we have... No one distract me. Everyone stop talking about this. Quit bringing up my glasses dilemma. Okay, day of the month. We know what day of the month it is, so it could be 15, but our actual day might be 362, right? So what I need to do is, using those two numbers, determine what I should set the day to. Or we can just use the month or the season, I guess, to determine what day to set it to based on our day. How do we do this? There's a way to do this. Should we just ask GPT to do it for us? Is this the play here? Is this what AI is built for? almost done. $2.48. This is a very complicated thing to explain. I just realized I had to write 2 paragraphs to explain it. GPT instead of Gemini. I don't know which AI I like better. I used Claude the other day because I was like, I had a question that I'd already talked to GPT about. Okay, it was glasses related. Okay, shut up. Leave me alone. Because I already talked like to death with GPT about it, and I was like, I can't ask this dumb new question about this and get a new like thing because it's just gonna know that we've already talked about this. So I could have just used like I guess like an incognito tab or something, but I just went to Claude and asked the same question that I wanted more information on, and it gave me a totally different like answer, and I was like, okay, cool, I like this answer better. This is even better than like what GPT was saying. So I kind of like Claude, but I don't know. I don't really have a favorite. I've been using GPT since day one because it was like the first one that was like really big, and I've been paying for it. And I honestly, at this point, I kind of hate that I'm paying for it because I don't really want to be contributing to AI anymore. I don't even want to be using AI anymore, to be honest. But I just feel like this is just so much more convenient to ask specific questions than to try to Google like the answer for this. You know what I mean? Claude Opus is really good, but it's so expensive to run, really. Yeah, I don't know what the costs are for each of them, but I've also, when I looked into it last time, because I know water is a huge concern for the data centers and stuff, but last time I looked into it, you have to do like, I don't remember what it was, it's like 1,000 prompts or something like that. Last I looked, to like consume the same amount of water that you would just taking a shower. It was somewhere around there. It might have been more than that. It might have been like 3,000 prompts. I don't know. It was a lot. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. This is going to sound wild to admit on the internet, but I don't shower like every single day. Sorry, I don't, because I'm not out like working a job. I'm not like out, sweating my ass off every day. I'm not like out in public most of the time. I'm just sitting at home, sitting at a day job or a desk job, like not getting all sweaty and gross, So I only shower like usually every other day, sometimes every third day, depending on like what I'm doing or if I'm gonna go somewhere or not. So like I like to think that the water I'm saving not showering for 3 hours a day like some people do, and some people I've literally read like on Reddit, like where people are like, is showering 4 times a day too much? Because I shower when I wake up, and then I go to the gym and shower again, and then I sit around for a while, and then I go to work and I shower again when on my way to work or before I go to work, and then I shower again when I get home. Is this too much? And I'm like, Jesus, dude, like, can you save some water for the rest of us? This is ridiculous. So like, I feel like the water I'm saving by not being an over excessive shower makes up for the GPT usage I use. Is that fair? You guys think that's fair? I don't like asking questions really, but I like Gemini's deep research to find links when I'm looking to obscure topics. Yeah, that's also good. If it's something important, like if I'm like researching like a political topic or something or anything like that, or if I want to know like facts about economy or something like that, or anything important that like I really need to do research on, I will always ask for like, can you look this up and give me links, and then sometimes it'll even like ask like opposing questions, whatever, if I'm using AI for that for some reason. I don't often, but when it's stuff like this, it's like this is a very specific thing and I need to like do this. It's just so much easier just to ask. But anyway, you don't want to set the absolute day to 15. You want to apply a delta, so the day of the month becomes 15 while staying in the same month and year. Yes, this is all true, except now that I'm reading through how it wants to do this, Just like, I don't think I care. This is going to be a lot more work than I wanted it to be. I need a target. What is DOM? Oh, day of the month. Target day of the month. Day of the month. Days in month input. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm not doing this. This is too much work. We're just gonna set the day. Right? Oh, not to the day though. We don't need to get the date. The only thing I can think is like we could set the day and then set the month right afterward back to the month we were already in. Maybe we just do that. Or we could figure out what month we're in and we set the day to that plus the amount of like, so we have 20 days in a month, right? So if we're in, okay, so we could do this. We could do get season, select, let's just do this, plus this number where spring is 0, summer is going to be 20, fall is going to be, no, my bad, 20, 40, 60. Okay, so what that does is that means we're going to reset the year. We could actually, do we care that much? Do we want to keep the same year? Because I could fix that too. This is so much smarter. This isn't smarter. Like, I'm sure the way GPT wanted to do this would have been smarter, but this is so much more like Kindred. You know what I mean? Like, this is such a better way for me to handle it. Did you just wiggle that out of the execution line? Sure did. Sure did. Oh, that one duplicated. That's weird. Oh, because it has to. It can't have that there. Yeah, you can just do this. But that thing I just did is because of this plugin called Node Graph Assistant. It's like $15 last I looked at it, I think. I bought it years ago. It saved me so much time. It also lets you insert things. So if I just have a branch here, I can just insert it, right? It also auto connects things, which is nice. So like if I'm, let's say I wanted to, let's say I want to do this. I can go like this, auto connect it where I want, and then I can drag it back over here and auto connect it there. It's super handy. Or yeah, I can just also just wiggle it back off and delete it. It also has the, actually I think this is just Unreal. This is just Unreal Engine hitting Q to like sort things. I think it is. It also has multiple wire styles. I don't like them. I like the traditional wire style personally, but it has those two built in if that is something you're interested in. I also have the, what's the other node one? I can like see the picture of it. It's like it's essentially like the different wire styles. It's like this style, but it like makes it look a little fancier. I have that plugin too, but I don't like it. And it kind of clashes with this one. I also have like the smart blueprint thing. What's it called? Smart blueprint or something? That like you're supposed to be able to like just use the keyboard to like type out all your blueprints and it automatically arranges them and everything, and you can just keep your hands on the keyboard. And I absolutely love the idea of that, but it clashes with this plugin, with my Node Graph Assistant plugin, like big time. Like it breaks a lot of stuff. And I'm just so used to this workflow that when I try to like set that up and use it, it was like frustrating me. So I don't know. I really think if I started like a fresh project, didn't have Node Graph Assistant installed at all, and I just like was using that plugin, I'd probably, if I could like train my brain to like use it, I think I'd like it a lot. But anyway. Yeah. Hey, Wendy, I don't know if you want to answer this since you said you get paid for a full day and only work a couple hours, but what do you do for work? Just out of curiosity. And again, you don't have to answer it if you don't want to like, out yourself. That's fine. She's like, I work for the government. A court reporter. Oh, that's interesting. Does the court reporter have to use the stenograph? Is that what it's called? No, that's a stenographer, right? Is that what that's called? Is it a stenographer? What is a court reporter? What do you do? That's that's just a stenographer, right? That's what they're called. They just like transcribe everything that happens in the court, which I actually think has now been like replaced with just like audio recordings, which sucks for them, I guess, in a lot of places. I'm sure AI will take that job over too. If not now, then soon. Not your job, the stenographer job. Is that what it's called? Is a stenographer? Am I crazy? Oh, it's the same thing. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I don't think AI is going to take your job. I don't know what I'm talking about. It is the same thing. I was right. Cool. I'm a digital court reporter. It does the same job, but instead I use mics and typing super fast on a keyboard in shorthand. Oh, that's awesome. So you don't use a stenography keyboard thing. You use just a regular keyboard, but in shorthand. That's cool. I consider myself a fast typer, but I've seen stenographers and I guess people like you that just like blow me away. It's wild. And I'm very, very above average. Okay, anyway, we could go in and grab the year. We could do get date here, and then you grab the year and then just add that on top too. Because there's 80 days in a year, so we could just be like, what year is it? It's year 4, then we just do 80 times 4, right? And we could add that. So like the day actually stays the same. Watch this. No, I'm not doing it. This is like one of my character flaws. I come up with a better solution than what GPT came up with, and then I have to like shove it in his face. So I'm like, I came up with a better solution. Listen to this. Isn't this smart? And then it's like, wow, you're so smart. That's so clever and so you. And I'm like, I feel so stupid for just bragging to AI. And then I feel bad and go about my day. And I think about like the few drops of water I just wasted and get sick to my stomach a little bit. I was managing a large format print facility for a while, designing and print like billboards and stuff, but they shut down and I just applied to this on a whim and they called me the same day I applied. Did 2 interviews the same day and then they hired me. Oh, that's huge. Is it paid pretty well? That's awesome. That's one of those jobs that like people like don't like think about. Like there's so many jobs out there, you know? Like people are like, oh, I can't find work anywhere. I've applied at every Walmart in town. And it's like, well, what about all these other things that you could apply for? There's like so many little things out there that like people need employees for, you know? Anyway, I don't think it's worth adding the year thing too. I think we just do this. This will just keep us in the same realm. Year doesn't affect anything right now at all anyways, there's no point. Okay, anyway, we're moving on from this. This just sets our day. This should be authoritative already, so we should be fine. But we do need... That's not it. Nope, that's not it either. I don't know where this is. Command, set season, find references, go here. Grab command, set day, put it here. Plug this guy in. Oh no, I have to add a new pin. Don't judge me. I know this is stupid. Look at this insane graph. This is just for our debug command system. This is not even like a game relevant thing really. So it's fine. Gotta love this. Maybe this is like one of the most used commands in here, and it was like, maybe this will work. Okay, that'll work, but then we need one more thing. One more thing, which is going to our commands, command DT chat commands, and adding this in here. Add set day server save. Okay, let's test it. Save everything. Play. What is this? It pays pretty alright, but you know, the big benefit is just it's like do a deposition for 2 hours and then I'm free the rest of the time. Plus when I have to work in person, the mileage reimbursement goes crazy. Oh, that's huge. That's so huge. So you just get to like watch, do you watch like live court cases for 2 hours and then do it, or do you get recordings of them? Uh-oh. What is this? Global event manager didn't show up. Access none, trying to find a global event manager. Do we not have a global event manager in here? We have a global event manager. Does it not have a Ramasafe ID? Oh, it doesn't. This is in our dev map. See, that new function saves that a lot. What is this? Yeah, that was our chat debug window. So all of our chat commands, our debug commands we can use as testers. That is that. Wendy, do you still have access to the dev channel, to the tester channel? I think you do, right? You still have like access to getting all the dev builds and everything, so you could like technically test if you wanted to. If not, let me know and I'll make sure you have access to that. I don't see why not. You literally have like a copy of the game on your hard drive, so what harm could you do? Okay, let's see. Set day 15. Let's do set time 24:99. Definitely did not set the day to 15. / set day 15. Is this not doing anything? What's wrong? Chat window, go back again, back again. Set day, toggle breakpoint. Literally nothing is happening. I think this is one of these situations. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Ad break is starting soon. You guys can subscribe if you want to skip it. You can use Twitch Prime. Don't forget. Please give me your money. Or suffer through the ads. There's the ad break. Probably bad timing. Set day 15. Set time 24:99. I think what we're gonna do / set day 15 10. Still not working. Why is it not working? Oh my god, what the hell? Did I not plug this in? I did plug this in. You guys watched me plug this in. Is it because I changed the name of it? I broke it. You don't think you're in testing? Yeah, it's Lev. I don't do court very often. I do depositions, which are the interviews they do with people involved or important to the case before deciding if they're settling or going to trial. Okay, that's cool. Do a lot of civil and workers' comp, not so much criminal. That so live would make me so nervous. Like, what if you screw up or get behind? I don't know. That makes me pretty nervous. Could you like, do you like record your screen and then do it so that way like if you do screw up you can go back in and fix things? I'll have to give you access to the testing channel, Wendy. I don't know why you don't already have it. Hang on. Are you still in the? You're still in the Discord, right? I'm trying to decide if I should give you like full access, like just give you the channel, or if I should just give you the role for testing. Because I think it's just a role. Hey, look. Yeah, it's just a dedicated tester role. me find. Wendy no longer yeehaw. You have 7. Hold on. You have so many rolls. Do you want it? Do you want the roll? I'll give it to you. You can get rid of it if you want. You have so many rolls. It's insane. Dedicated tester, paladin, lore keeper, Kickstarter backer, Twitch subscriber tier 1, game updates, game jam updates, she/her, events, streams. Now everyone knows all of your roles. What was I doing? Hitting play. There, I gave you the dedicated tester one, so you should have access to the dedicated tester channel now. Hey, work the time.
You are seriously the best.
Soupy_just subscribed for 50 months.
I can't more rolls. Soupy just subscribed. Soupy just subscribed. Wendy resubscribed. How did I miss that? Oh, that was 2 hours ago. Never mind. I didn't miss that. What's up, Soupy? Welcome in. Thanks for the resub. Just checking the roles in the dedicated testing team to see why you weren't in here. I don't know. I don't even know when you left or if we removed the role from you or what. I don't know what happened. Anyway, big 50. Oh god, I probably have so many too. Rolls? Yeah, bet you do. 50 months? That's nuts, man. Have I actually been streaming for 50 months? I feel like I haven't. There's no way. What is 50 months? That's 4 years? No. Yeah. Right? 48 months? It's 4 years and 2 months? Oh god, where are we at? There we go. Okay, did it actually work though? Slash set time. I think we need to do this too. It did. Day of the month is 17. Okay, wait. So that means what we should do is also set the day. So I should take the day we're trying to set it to -1 and then set the day to, or the time to 24.99. So we should just call the set time 1-2. So that way it just sets it to like the start of that day. That will be easier. And then that way, like, we can set it right to the 16th, and that'll just fix the problem. Okay, so let's do, let's just call set time by typing it in because I can't find it. Set time, command set time. Uh-oh, this isn't gonna work. Won't work because we're getting what's in the text box. That's okay. Let's just grab our set time of day. Oh my god, our set time is a multicast call. That seemed a little wild. Is that right? Oh wait, hold on. No, don't open that. That's not what I meant to do. So you guys have 5 minutes. Whoops. I think I didn't ask to add it to it when the great sad times hit. It was a rough point. Yeah, that's fair. I think I did. Oh my god, you lost your job and that guy. I didn't know you got divorced, Wendy. That sucks. I'm so sorry about that. That's the worst. Maybe not the worst, but it's not good. We are clamping this. We're going from 0 to 23.99. Have I been doing this wrong? The wrong date this whole time? To 14.39. I've been doing 24. No, I've been doing 24.99. Am I wild? Have I just been doing this the whole time? Let's just grab this number. This is the last number in the day, I think. Go back here. There's 1444. 1440? 1440, not 44. 1440 seconds in the day. That's how it's working. It is what it is. It worked out. Yeah. I hear you. Oh god, I probably have some need to. Please don't do that math. Probably since 2020. I will never do the math of how much money you've spent on subscriptions while on stream, but off stream I will often, very often, do the math to see how much money some of you guys have spent. But I would never say it to your face. That's mean. Please don't do the math. Set day 15. Beautiful. Oh, we need to go back one more. That set us 17th? Hold on. That set us the 17th. We need to go... -1. One thing that really drives me nuts about UE5 is that when you do like a math node like this, also, why the hell why is it that the plus node, the wire comes out of the top balanced even? Oh, actually it's even higher. It's not even. Look, it's higher than this node. So stupid. But this one, the subtraction node, it comes out in the middle. Epic. That's how you know when like a development team is made of programmers and not artists, because that drives me nuts. How have I never noticed that before? That's stupid. Anyway, in UE5, if you type in like a math node, it does a -0 or a plus 0. And I'm like, 9 times out of 10, I want a -1 or a +1 because I'm working with like arrays probably, right? Or something. And if it's not that, there's never 0 times out of 10 do I want to add 0 or -0. Like, who would ever, like, no one's ever going to do that. So why would you not at least set it to 1, which it already was in UE4? So why would you change it to 0 in UE5? I don't know. This is the kind of shit I have to deal with every day. I'm just kidding. Okay, what are we doing here? We're testing this one more time. Set day 15. It takes to the 16th though. Why are we 2 days ahead? Set time or set day 12. Why would I have to set back or subtract 2 from it? We might start on 0. I guess that might make sense. If we start on, yeah, I guess that would make sense. We'd start on 0, I guess. So we'll subtract 2. I did have to change it, but if it was 0, I would have had to change it twice. Now I just have to get to 100 months. I'm sure there's people with longer subs than me. There might be. I think Ryan hit 69 or was close to it. Right? Didn't Ryan mention 69 or something? I think he hit 69 and then someone was like, now you have to get to 420 or something. I don't remember. So I think he's at 69 months. So I think there are people that are further than you or more than you. set day 15. Actually rolled the 15th. Thank you. All right, great. We did this. We did it. We can set day. We can set the season now. Fantastic. Can't complain. Let's do set season winter. Wait, what were we? What were we doing all this for? Oh, for the right. We were set. Oh no! It just. Oh! I know why. I know why. This is not a bug. This is intentional. If we do set season fall, set day 1, set season winter, do you guys see the trees snapped from orange to green? That is an issue we need to address. But we fixed the instant snow, and the reason is because unless it's the first, then when it loads in, we don't have the 60 seconds of snowing effect. It just snaps to the weather it's supposed to be. And that was, we literally built that intentionally for loading into the game. But the transitioning from orange to green is a problem, or green to orange is a problem. We need to transition from orange to green every single time. There will never be a green to snow transition. So we should fix that. How do we fix that? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I have no idea. Season something, I think? There's like a seasons BP. No, that's not it. Is it like, is it this guy? Vector parameters, default. This is black. I don't even know what this is. Season color foliage, season ground color. But what does this even mean? Who knows? Let's go look at our sky. I think it's BP sky. This is what probably does it. Season change. Season ground color, season foliage color. Winter. MP seasons. Parameter name season. This is exactly where we were just looking, so I was right, half right. We're setting season from 0 to 1. This must be, is this our snow then? Okay, that's fine. That can just stay there. But how are we changing? We're going from this color to snow, and I don't know if I change this color foliage. This changes our default color, which is kind of dope. Imagine we just change all the we can have a new season. We can make like a, I don't know, whatever. I don't know. Never mind. Not a good idea. This is gonna be an issue because we changed to orange. Hold on, let's go look at this again. Our input is our last season color to the new season color. This is fine. Season ground color. This should be fine. Let's test it again naturally instead of just snapping. Maybe that's the problem, is we just snap to it. Let's set it to the 20th and then we'll add one more day. Set day 20. Set season fall. Set time 2400. Yeah, it snaps. Damn it. That sucks. We don't want that to snap from orange. Why is it snapping? The last season is orange, so it should just be lerping between the orange to the green, right? If our last season is orange, maybe our last season is being set before this lerp happens. Maybe unfinished is when we set the last season, and we do, well, wait, maybe instead, hold on. What if we instead use instead of using last season, we promote this. Let's just use the color. When do we set the last season? Set the season here, and then we do the season change. That's the problem. We set last season here. Why though? We don't need to do it here, right? Why don't we just do it here? And then let's put this back how we had it. Is this used anywhere else? Find references, get last season. There, but that's during the lerp. And there, that's it. So it's the only used there. I don't think it's used anywhere else, so I think we're good by moving that. And that should fix our problem. Oh. Dude, why does this happen sometimes? I save and it wants me to compile again. Okay. Just have to get to 100 months. CPS a long time. Set day 20, set time 2400. Oh wait, hold on. It's very, very bright. Ah, why is it still snapping? Okay, let's do this. Go season change. We're gonna do winter. Print. Last season. I want to print this so we know what the last season is at this time, so to know if this is, maybe there's an issue somewhere else. Obviously there is, but set day 20 / set season winter / set, oh shoot, season fall, set time 2400. Where's the print? Spring. I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong. This season is not being set because we're not actually, well, we are doing this, but I think this season is wrong because it's not using the replicated season. This is really stupid. Why are we doing this? Just for this 5-second delay? Someone tells me. Hey, what's up, 8-Night? How did last night go? Oh, the spring? Last night was okay. I took off. Wait, you were there when I left, I think. I don't think this thing's being used. Okay, so we're definitely calling change season. It's happening locally, so we must be replicating this, or multicasting this, I assume. Question is, I think what's happening is when we switch. Let's put a breakpoint here. Another one here. What might be happening is we might not be getting to this in time, so the season doesn't actually get changed. I mean, did you get some sleep or stay up reading? I read for probably 30 minutes, then went to sleep. I was falling asleep in the chapter I was in. It was kind of a boring chapter, but I was like starting to fall asleep, so I put it up and went to sleep. Okay, so set day 20, set season fall. So we're not calling the season change. Are we? Is that what's happening? God, what? These trees are like blood red is because it's a crimson moon. That's wild. So what's happening here? When we set the day, let's go to our chat window. It's not setting the day, it's setting the season. It's in the time manager. It's the rep notify. So let's go to time manager. On rep current moon phase, on rep season. If the day of the month is 1, we do change season. Otherwise, we do set season in the Sky BP. When we do set season, we're not setting, we're setting all this, but we're not setting the actual season. This is what's wrong. So hit stop here. So we set season to this. Do we also need to set the last season? I believe so. Right? Because technically, after we change seasons, we are setting to the last season. So that should be correct. Okay, I think that's the problem, is that because we were setting the season beforehand, it was seeing the last season as spring still. So now when we set the season, you'll see the last season is what it actually was. And then when we do a change season, a natural change season, not a forced change, it'll work. So set day 20, set season fall, set time 2400. Okay, we're triggering this change seasons, remove breakpoint. This new season is winter, which means the last season, we don't know yet. That's fine. Resume. Come on, baby. Yes. We got it. Much better. Perfect. So good. Okay. I think we fixed all of our bugs. I think. I don't know when I stopped testing this in multiplayer, but that scares me a little bit. We might just wait and test it. Good point. When you read my book, I need to know which chapters of my book are boring so I can unboard it. You got it. I will let you know. Oh man. this part of this chapter of my day is really boring because I'm already falling asleep. I didn't get a ton of sleep last night, clearly. I just don't sleep super well anymore. I don't know why. I'm also getting really hungry, so it's probably time to wrap up. It's been 2.5 hours almost. I started late today because I went through a whole wild goose chase trying to fix performance issues on my computer, and I found the culprit finally. Didn't fix it because yeah, I screwed some stuff up. This whole project is sitting on a hard disk drive, an HDD, instead of the solid state drive I thought it was on. So I need to fix that. But I think instead of moving over a solid state drive, which would I probably see a big difference, I think I'm just gonna buy an NVMe drive and install that instead, and then move all my projects and Unreal builds over to this, and probably Maya too, and then I should see like a night and day difference. Like it should be a lot faster, hopefully. But yes, I think it's Sammy time. We have an ad break starting in 1 minute, so I think this is a good time to wrap up. Yeah, thank you guys so much for the subs today. I appreciate it. I'm glad we got... Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. Hold on. We can't do that. We're snoozing. Hold on. We're not wrapping up. The whole point, like everything we started working on today, was to test the stupid season changing. We need to test this. For real. We can't just end on this note. We have to end with the actual thing. Set day 15. Set season winter. Set time 2400. Okay, now we should see the screen should fade out. We did not do the time dilation yet, but so I should be able to keep playing. But the screen should fade out. We never added it to the screen. What an idiot. I didn't do any of this stuff we're supposed to do. There's so much more we have to do for this. What's this? What's this error? Trainer property, finish spawning actor. Access none, attempting to assign variable on an object. This might be... I mean, how could either of these not exist? They literally, it's like the next tick. Like, how could it not exist for this next, frame? Both these things have to exist. The only thing I can think is this was just me like closing the game in the middle of process happening. I have no idea what could have possibly caused this. We even has an is valid here. We don't want to do this if this is valid. So what could possibly be wrong here? I don't know. Output goes here maybe. That has to exist. That's just built in right here. So I don't know which one of these could not exist. Like we just spawned the actor. This output must exist. And then the self is the actor here. So the only thing I can think is it being destroyed maybe? I can't make an is valid out of that. That's stupid. So I don't know what caused that, but I feel like this is a weird fluke. So I'm not gonna worry about it right now. That might be, there's a bug sometimes that happens when we close the game. When people close the game, it just causes a crash. But like they're closing the game anyway, so it just closes the game faster than it normally would, which is like, okay, and then they get an error and then they report and they're like, I was closing the game and I got a crash. I wonder if that's that bug. Like maybe just like that actor is being destroyed and therefore it can't set the thing it's supposed to set onto it, but the code is still running and then it like crashes. But I don't know what else to do with that. So I guess that just is what it is. Okay, anyway, we don't need this anymore. 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 We're calling that. Don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. We might need that. This one. No, not this one. This one right here. We're creating this widget, but we never set it to the screen. We're absolute noobs. Oops, yeah. No. Also, I didn't think about this, but is this happening locally? Like, what's calling this? Because I'm pretty sure this is happening. This is a global thing, which means I have to make this a multicast, or I can make this part a multicast, where we add these to the screen. And then this could be server, and we tell all the widgets, nah, let's just make this whole thing multicast. I think this will work. I don't think it needs to be reliable. I think it's okay. If this gets skipped, it's not a huge deal, but we do need to do the time dilation. I actually think maybe we should run this on the server and then do a multicast for this part and do time dilation on the server. Or we can do a sequence where we run the server. Let's just do that, I guess. This is stupid, but I'm actually a little nervous because I don't know if this will work. Yeah, it should. I think it should run the multicast. We'll find out. We're absolute noobs. Kindred, made your new shirt. Hey, thanks. That's a good one. One of my favorite things when I insult myself, I say we, because you're with me. Because chat could have at any point piped up and said, hey, you need to add that to the viewport. So you guys are in the same boat. Sorry. Okay, so we need to first set time dilation. This needs to be a lerp though, which sucks because we'll just do a timer, I guess, or a timeline. We can add a timeline. Time dilation shift. But we need an onloaded here too. Once this finishes loading, we need to call this again, which means I need to bind this also. This should happen on the server, which means this would have to be a multicast as well. That should be fine though, because we can multicast that, set the variable, multicast the other one, the very set for everyone, and then that should call it unloaded again. Okay, so I have to rehash this. Let's just make it work for the server for now. Yeah, it's fine. Let's just make this work for the server for now, and then we'll do play from start. And then we need to do when this thing happens, we need to do a play from or reverse from end. Technically, we could do a reverse and a play, just in case this loads really fast for some reason. Then it would just like start fading out and then immediately fade back in, which would be a little annoying, but also I'd rather it do that than have this snap. So we'll leave it, I guess. Let's leave a note. Rebuild this with replication in mind. Do time dilation on server and multicast the widget stuff. Need 2 multicasts for adding and removing widgets, but handle the bind event on the server, then multicast when it's done. I think I will understand what the hell that means when I come back from lunch and rebuild this. Anyway, we update this. What we're gonna do is actually just do set time dilation. Do you think set time dilation shift in the global? Oh, nope, I'm an idiot. That's literally that's literally what I just built. That would be stupid. Okay, set time dilation. We need to go in here. Let's do, how long should this take? 2 seconds, let's say. Add a float track. Alpha. 0. Make this 1. And this is going to be 1, no, 2, 0. And then should we linear or should we ease this? I feel like let's just ease this. I think it'll look better if we ease it in. We'll find out though. Boom, alpha done. We can always change that if we or modify the speed or play rate if we want to. Okay. Cool. This should be well actually this imply this is hang on. The duration of the animation on this was half a second. I remember that. We could either change that duration to 2 seconds, probably the better move, or let's just make it 2 seconds. This is gonna feel like a long time, I bet. Okay. Let's try. Whatever it is, we should match the time dilation with the fade out effect. So as it's fading out, the anime or the gameplay is getting slower, and therefore you won't feel like you're like you're gonna die, right? Like if you're in a boss fight. This is my only concern. Otherwise, I would normally just like not even worry about this. We just show the screen and leave it alone, maybe, or like I don't even know, like whatever, or even like just spawn players back at their homes, whatever. But my biggest concern is boss fights, right? If you're right in the middle of defeating or fighting the gatekeeper, and suddenly it shifts to winter or into Frostfall, and you get teleported back to your home or whatever. First of all, we're probably gonna break things because like suddenly all the players are gone for the fight, which would just end the fight probably. But we could break quests and stuff like that, which is the biggest problem. But second, like you also just like got locked out of that fight and you have to go back and do it again, especially with like certain fights. Like what if it was the Ember Vault fight, right? Like if you just leave that fight, you end up failing it, and then you get teleported back to it, and you end up like getting a different like result, and that sucks. So I don't know, that wouldn't be fair. Okay, so set day to the 14th. Set season winter. Actually, I think we need to do the 16th. And then we do day 15, time 24.99. That happened way too fast. I have no idea if the time dilation worked or not. I feel like the code stopped, or the widget is also being controlled by the time dilation and therefore has stopped. Something has stopped and is not continuing. Okay, at least it's easier to test now. So let's do this. Let's put a breakpoint here. Let's go back to our widget. That was that really 2 seconds? Does that look like 2 seconds to you guys? Let's make this 5 seconds. Snap. My God, it will not snap to 5. It's like it's doing everything it can to avoid 5. Fine, I don't care. You can go there. Okay, and without this, it starts at 0. Yes. Okay, good. So 5 seconds. I want the time dilation to take longer. Let's just go in here and let's do 5 seconds and set this to 5 seconds. I just want to make sure I can see and feel the time dilation. 5 seconds seems like so long when you're doing this, but whatever. And then we'll have a breakpoint when the loading finishes to see if that actually keeps triggering. I feel like we need to set this widget to not be affected by time dilation, because that might be part of the problem. But that's weird that it just like kind of snapped to, I don't know. Season winter set day 16. Will this just work? Yeah, 16. Loading finished. Oh. The loading finished instantly. It only had to load one level. I guess that makes sense. Oh, false. What level are we looking for here? Frostfall. And the level that loaded was Frostfall Portals. Okay, so resume. This time, Frostfall Portals again? No. Sleepy Haven Seasonal Frostfall. Okay, resume. It didn't fade back out. What is happening? Is that because we're at time dilation 0, so we can't run this? Frostfall NPCs. Still looking for Frostfall. Because the Frostfall should be the last one. And this one should be Frostfall. Nope, always loaded. Waiting for Frostfall to load. Good. Things are still loading even though we're at time dilation 0. That's good. There's Frostfall. Okay. Step over. Now we reverse this. Which should time dilate. But... oh, and we call unloaded on here. So this should work. Our widget screen... our widget loading screen thing should be moving back out. Let's put a bind here, or I mean a breakpoint here, and see if this actually does get animated out. I think the time dilation is preventing this from fading back out. I think it's actually snapping it to fade back in too for some reason. So let's go to our widget. Is there a way to turn that off? Designer, probably not, probably in here, probably under class settings maybe. I have no idea. Sam just won 1.8K on Trump Casino bet with code Trump? What? Dang. That's wild that your family won that by gambling and you lost by gambling in this chat and got banned. That's weird. I guess their luck ran out. Okay, I have no idea how to fix this. Let's ask GPT. Multiplayer game pause. There it is. Okay. Oh, don't set it to 0. Okay, we don't want to set it to 0. Maybe that's the problem. Why can't we set it to 0? I don't know, but let's fix this then. This cannot go to 0, so we need to go... Hello? Here we go. This is being stupid. Okay. Value 0.01. Oh, 0.001 probably is actually what I want. 0.001. Okay, that should maybe fix that issue. How to make sure my widget is not affected by time dilation. Widgets are not. UNG slate base slate runs off real time, not world delta, so basic stuff like adding widget. Okay, so this shouldn't be affecting it. So that's weird. Then I don't know why we're seeing it fade out so fast then. I'm not like calling it more than once, right? Like that. Let's go double check our widget. Event construct, get the time manager, set our season name, and then play animation. It's just playing at playback speed 1. Everything should be fine. Just fade in. It's all good. So this should be working just fine. It should be playing at the right speed, which is 5 seconds, but it's definitely not, right? And we're definitely never getting this. So this might be time dilation 0 though, or we broke something. Let's try again. Let's try again and see if the 0 time dilation was like the fluke and that broke everything. I remember that being an issue before. You can't set it to 0 for some reason. I think it like halts like game progress. Like I think like everything stops or something. Set season, winter, set day 16. Okay, let's turn this off because we know this is working. We could technically go here if we wanted to, but I think we're fine. Resume. It was definitely faster than 5 seconds, wasn't it? Back to here, designer, go back to our animation. That's way faster than it was in game. Unless, screw it. Let's go playback speed. Let's do 0.5. Make it take 10 seconds. Because I really want to know why it's acting like that. I'm so hungry. It's lunchtime. I have to get this working. I think it worked. Nope. I think it's being affected by time dilation. Okay, finish loading. So, play animation, play mode reverse. Am I stupid? Am I just doing this wrong? That did not finish unloading. Okay. Two things to check. First of all, are we adding more than one widget for the screen for some reason? Global event manager. We are doing things. This could be happening. No, like how could this be? This couldn't be happening more than once, right? We need to open up our sky sphere again. I need to take this print off that we put on here. Season change. That print's gonna be so annoying every time the season changes. Okay, close that. Okay, so we should be adding that once, I hope. And then this should be great. This should just handle this. And then we have reverse. And this is just the time dilation. This is not handling the widget load in and out. This should be handled manually. Let's go in here. We're going to change this to play reverse. Play animation reverse. We're going to not use the fancy nodes anymore. Playback speed 1 is fine, and this one's fine too. I think it should be working fine. But we're gonna do play forward, animation forward. That's fine. And we're gonna do 1. That's fine. 5 seconds. Okay, now this time we're gonna double check to make sure that the time dilation is working correctly because we didn't bother to actually look at that last time. And you just need to be like doing a bunch of flips and running and stuff. I feel like the time dilation is going to feel really nice. It'll be add a little extra polish to it. I can feel it getting sluggish. It does slow down. I do think the fade should take longer. for the UI screen.
Seriously the best.
And I just don't think, yeah, it's claiming that we're finished loading, but we're not. Unless this is triggering, no. It's possible this is triggering from the first load, and the time dilation is just slowing it down because it actually is being affected by time dilation. Google. Unreal 4. Do widget animations are widget animations affected by time dilation? See, this is the problem, is I've already forgotten how to Google things. They're not supposed to be affected by time dilation. So none of this, like, I don't understand. Why is this not removing it then? And the fact that we have multiple of these worries me, right? So like it should have finished the animation and removed it. But it didn't. Okay. One last text. Let's we're gonna add a breakpoint on this. What I want to know is, does this already exist? Are we calling this more than once? We might be. What if we just change this from multicast to just not replicated for now? Like, I need to rebuild this the right way so it's replicated correctly, and I'm just definitely not doing that right now. I think that's what's happening, is I feel like it's working perfectly, except we're adding multiple widgets and they're fading out and then not being called to fade back in. Or fading in, then not fading, called to fade back out. Does that make sense? Arrow over here playing Super Battle Golf again. Dude has no life. He works for the company that makes Super Battle Golf, but you know, that doesn't matter. Okay. Aha. There, it's being called more than once. Why? That's there. That's here. Well, oh, I'm an idiot. It's being called for every single load. This needs to be called on current completed. Okay, that's fine. We fixed this issue. Loading is happening. I can see it in the message log. And time dilation should be picking back up. Finish loading. And time dilation is still super sluggish. It did not. Oh, and we're back. Hey! That worked. Cool. The reason the snow was coming in slow is because I set it to winter on day 1, so that was already trying to transition, and then we set the day to the 16th, so it was still just trying to transition to winter, so that's totally normal. That's expected. That works. Okay, it's not perfect. It's definitely a little sluggish and weird. 5 seconds is a long time, and I don't feel like I feel it enough. So yeah, we'll tweak that. That could be a lot faster, probably like 2 seconds or something, but it works. Perfect. I'm very happy with that. Now we just got to make it work in multiplayer, and then I think this is like ready to ship. Oh, music. We need to do music next, and then it's ready to like go be tested, and then be ready to ship. Hopefully, if we got all the bugs. Awesome. I'm loving this system. It's working really well so far. Also, we have a calendar events. We have Colleen's event, which is not. I don't think that's gonna work yet. We can test it, I guess. Technically, we have to like shuffle a calendar and then go look at the event, but or see when the event is and then test that day. But and then we need the fishing tourney event too. So I'll probably work on that this week as well. I'll have to ask Jana what our deadline is for this, the spring sale, but I think we got plenty of time. I might actually be able to sneak some more stuff in too. Hopefully stuff that's actually necessary, not unnecessary things, but Like maybe I'll start playing with the this storyline stuff now to start getting people ready for the 1.0 launch. But either way, guys, thank you so much for hanging out today. I appreciate it. Thank you for the subs and the follows. I got no follows today. I don't know why I thanked anyone for follows. And I thank you so much for your resub. I don't know if I saw that 5 minutes ago. I missed it. Yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. We're not gonna raid anyone today. Actually, hold on. How many viewers do we have? Nah, I'm not gonna raid anybody. I know what'll happen. I'll just get hung up on a raid and I'll be like here for 20 minutes talking to someone. So you guys can go find something else to do. I have faith in you. Let's get out of here. Thanks again. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Hell, maybe tonight or tomorrow night. Who knows? Whenever I feel like streaming again, probably. It's a mystery, but soon. Bye.